My reactions to week 10 of the 2023-2024 NFL season. Starting with Thursday Night Football, we had a barn burner here. No, I'm kidding. This game was absolute shit. The Bears played the Panthers in Chicago. And who wouldn't want to see two of the worst teams in football play on primetime television? But on the bright side, at least this game was on Amazon Prime and not like prime time. So, anyways, back to the game. The Bears beat the Panthers 16-13 as they now move to 3-7 on the season. Panthers move to 1-8. They're one of the they have one of the worst teams and they both do. Like I said, but the Panthers in a in a world without trading draft picks or some shit like that, they would have the number one overall pick probably. But they traded their first round pick to be able to draft or get to be able to draft Bryce Young, who they're probably kicking themselves right now because the CJ Stroud, the second overall pick for the Texans, is playing insane football. Dude's a rookie and is playing like a veteran, but I'll get to him later. The Panthers, this season, my mid-season review of them will come soon. Within the next day. But anyways, I wasted enough time on this game, so moving forward. The second Germany football game of the season and ever. Colts-Patriots, another horrible game. The game was so bad that the fans in Germany were booing. And they've probably, I don't know, they might not even have watched football like ever before the last 2 weeks. Mac Jones got benched because he threw like 2 interceptions for the Patriots. Bailey Zappi came in towards the end of the game when they had a chance still. And he threw an interception too. So overall, just 2 bad quarterbacks, you know? I don't blame just them though. This whole Patriots team is just garbage, especially offensively. It's not all Mac Jones' fault. I mean, who the fuck does he have to throw the football to? I mean, dude's got pretty much Mike Gesicki and whoever the fuck else. Ramondre Stevenson took a step back. They really got no number 1 or number 2 receivers. Not to mention their offensive line is bad. Oh, and did I mention the fact that Bill Belichick pretty much ruined Mac Jones last year when he had a fucking defensive coordinator and a special teams coordinator calling plays on offense, which I pretty much called, by the way. But Mac Jones is ruined. And I'm going to say this about Bill Belichick, man. I think he should get fired. If he doesn't step down, or if he doesn't concede the general manager responsibilities, because Lord knows he hasn't done, because we all know he hasn't done shit as a general manager. Hell, he hasn't done shit without Tom Brady. When's the last time Bill Belichick did shit without Tom Brady? Made the playoffs, so what? Tom Brady, the first year he left, he won a Super Bowl. Bills made the playoffs like once without him. Not to mention, this dude's a fucking horrible general manager. Dude can't pick worse shit, man. And yeah, he might be a great head coach. I think he is. But it doesn't matter. Because it's like, if you're a chef, if you buy your own ingredients, pretty much burn down the kitchen, you put fucking, it's like putting fucking bleach in the spaghetti or some shit. What the fuck did you expect? You're the one cooking the damn dish. But anyways, the Colts won the game. Like I said, they beat the Patriots 10-6. Jonathan Taylor had the lone touchdown of the game. Anyways, moving on. Sunday morning football, 1 p.m. prime time. Eastern time. I'm not good at time zones, so that's why I was like. But anyways, Ravens Browns or Browns Ravens, because the game was played in Baltimore. Ravens beat the Browns. Oh wait, no, the Browns beat the Ravens. The Ravens had the game in hand, but then Lamar Jackson threw a pick six. Deshaun Watson went 14 for 14 in the second half. He was 100% perfect in the second half. After the Browns were down 17-3, they were able to mount a comeback against the Ravens, and they won the game 33-31. Bad loss for the Ravens, great win for the Browns. By the way, the Colts bye week, and the Patriots, thank the Lord Almighty, are on their bye week as well. The Bengals play the Ravens on Thursday. The Steelers play the Browns on Sunday. Next game, Texans Bengals. Texans upset the Bengals. They ended up winning on a last second field goal. C.J. Stroud had another incredible game. Threw for over 300 yards passing and 1 touchdown. And Devin Singletary had him last year game, 100 plus yards rushing on 30 carries for a touchdown. Joe Burrow played well too. Up until the fourth quarter, when he threw 2 interceptions, which is very reminiscent of what he did against the Chiefs in the playoffs. But the Texans ended up winning the game, like I said, 30-27. Play the Texans on Sunday, and the Bengals play the Ravens tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday, as they and the Ravens both lost this week. So they're both going to be desperate in this game. And our next game, Niners-Jaguars. Niners just absolutely just destroyed the Jaguars after losing the last three games. The Niners were off their bye, having traded for Chase Young before the trade deadline, and just absolutely dismantled the Jaguars. And for the Jaguars coming off a bye, all I gotta say is, what the fuck was that? What the actual fuck was that, Jaguars? You come off a bye and this is what you show me? You lose by fucking 31? How the fuck is that possible at home? Didn't you guys win the last 5 games? What the fuck happened? Jaguars got to get their shit together, man. But anyways, the Niners defense dominated this game, as you can tell, only giving up 3 points. And the Jaguars, absolutely nothing. So the Titans play the Jaguars on Sunday, and the Niners play the Buccaneers. The Jaguars are going to have to bounce back against the Titans this weekend. Also, I forgot to mention, Chiefs, Dolphins, Eagles, and Rams all didn't play this week. Steelers beat the Packers 23-19. Pickett had a pretty pedestrian game, throwing for only over 100 yards and 0 touchdowns. Luck for the Packers went 21 for 40, throwing 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which included a costly interception towards the end of that game, which has been happening pretty much in the close games they've lost this year. Buccaneers beat the Titans. The Buccaneers bounced back at home, had a pretty good game. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Will Levis had just over 200 yards passing, threw for 199, went 19 for 39, threw 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. So not a very good game for Will Levis, but he's a rookie. But that hasn't seemed to matter for C.J. Stroud. I mean, I guess C.J. Stroud is just built different, you know? Dude's a cyborg, sent from the future to deliver promise for the Texans and hope. Saints-Vikings. The Vikings beat the Saints 19, as Josh Dobbs has been there for 2 weeks, as he has thrown 3 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. Derek Carr got injured again for the Saints. Jameis Winston came in and played below average, threw 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. But going back to Josh Dobbs, he went 23 for 34, threw for over 200 yards passing and a touchdown to Hockenson, as he also rushed for a touchdown. Josh Dobbs did. Vikings play the... You know what? I'll just review it after my reaction. Giants, Cowboys absolutely beat the ever-loving shit out of the Giants 17. As really the game wasn't even that close. They scored like 2 touchdowns late in the game. The Giants did, in garbage time. So besides that, the Cowboys just had their way with the Giants. Bent them over, fucked them, came in their mouth. Pretty much all the dirty shit. They overall, it was just it was a horrible game for the Giants. But good news for you Giants fans, you're probably gonna get the number 1 overall pick, and you have a chance to draft Caleb Williams. I really feel like could be a franchise changer, just like Joe Burrow and C.J. Stroud. The afternoon game, but just ignore anything I said about the whole dirty stuff. You might want to wash your ears out after I said that. I might want to wash my mouth out after I just said that. But it's too late now for the Sunday afternoon game. I guess a better analogy would have been to say that they got taken into an alleyway. And before you guys say anything, hear me out. They got taken into the back of an alleyway. They got the living shit kicked out of them. They got their arms cut off and their fucking limbs cut off. Their fucking spinal cords ripped out and shoved through the back of their freaking heads, eaten backwards. Oh, overall, it was just, let's just say it was graphic. It was so graphic they had to turn it, they pretty much had to turn it off and switch to a new game. But now time for the Sunday afternoon games. Lions, Chargers. My Lions beat the Chargers 41-38. It was a high scoring game as indicative of the score. But the Lions went on I think they went on it was either a last second game winning kick it was a last second game winning kick. Patterson. And even though the Chargers lost, Justin Herbert had an incredible game. Touchdowns, 1 interception, and over 300 yards passing. So overall, this guy just balled out of his mind. But the Chargers were not able to get the win because of freaking Brandon Staley giving up 41 points. But they should fire Brandon Staley. They should have been fired Brandon Staley after the playoffs, but it is what it is. Anyways, I'm not complaining because, like I said, my team is the Lions, so great win for us. Jared Goff had a pretty good game too. Went 23 for 30, threw for over 300 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. And as far as the rushing game goes, they had almost 200 yards rushing in total. The Lions did, and scored 41. But anyways, the Lions they play who do they play Sunday? They play the Bears Sunday. And the Chargers, who do the Chargers play? I think the Chargers play the Packers. So if they lose this game, they'll probably fire Brandon Staley. Or at least they should. I got a new toothbrush. I got to start using it. Falcons at Cardinals. Kyler Murray's first game back was, it wasn't great, but it also wasn't terrible. 32, over 200 yards pass, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. And the Falcons, disappointing again. Here's another coach that should probably get fired. Arthur Smith. Almost said Arthur Fleck, but he's no joker. Although the team probably is. Commanders, Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Commanders 9-26. Geno Smith had a pretty good game, throwing 2 touchdowns, 31 for 47, and threw for over 300 yards passing. And Sam Howell had a pretty good game for the Commanders as well. Threw 3 touchdowns, threw for over 300 yards passing, and went 29 for 44. So he seems to be playing really well with Eric Bieniemy as his offensive coordinator now. But great win for the Seahawks after getting throttled by the freaking Ravens last week. Night football. Here we got another barn burner. 2 offenses that can do absolutely jack shit. The Raiders won the game 16-12. And going back to it, the Raiders actually have an excuse. They went up against the great Jets defense. The Jets offense is just horrible, or at least they are without Aaron Rodgers. Great win for the Raiders as they are on a 2-game winning streak without Josh McDaniels. Who knew that could do wonders for them? But Antonio Pierce seems to be a great match for the Raiders. Let's hope they don't make the same mistake they did back in 2021 when their interim coach took them to the playoffs and they ultimately ended up firing him. Well, not firing him, but they let him go. They didn't hire him long term. And the Jets have a quarterback problem. They've been had a quarterback problem ever since Aaron Rodgers got injured. Zach Wilson is who he is. He's just not good enough. He's in a much better situation than the Patriots. Well, I don't know about the Patriots. Yeah, he's definitely in a much better situation than the Patriots. Mac Jones actually has an excuse. Zach Wilson really doesn't. But Monday Night Football, last game of the week. Broncos, Bills. Broncos beat the Bills on a last-second game-winning kick, 24-22. As the Broncos have now won 3 straight, seem to be getting their season on track, coming off a bye as they face the Vikings on Sunday. And the Bills seem to be just absolutely falling apart. Their defense is banged up, and Josh Allen can't stop turning the fucking ball over. They fired their offensive coordinator after losing this game, but they probably should have fired their coach because he's not a bad coach. But he's just not good enough. I don't think he's good enough to get him over the hump. If they're gonna win the Super Bowl, they're probably gonna have to get a new head coach, and Josh Allen is gonna have to stop turning the ball over. But anyways, the Bills play the Jets on Sunday in Buffalo, and the Broncos play like I said, they play the Vikings on Sunday. Schedule for Thursday, or not Thursday, week 11 is, well, first and foremost, Falcons, Colts, Patriots, and Saints are all on bye this week. Ravens play the Bengals Thursday night in Baltimore. Sunday morning, there's no more international games this season, unfortunately. They might be getting a new stadium for Mexico. Sunday morning, Cowboys play the Panthers. Steelers play the Browns. Bears play the Lions play the Packers. Or Chargers play the Packers. The Texans. Titans play the Jaguars. Raiders play the Dolphins. Giants play the Commanders. Sunday afternoon, Buccaneers play the Niners. Jets play the Bills. Seahawks play the Rams. Sunday night, the Vikings play the Broncos. And Monday night, the Chiefs. Anyways, that's it. I'll get to my predictions after this video.